What do you get when you guzzle down sweets? Eating as much as an elephant eats. Na 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 na.
We're recording.
Oh, hey everyone, Antonio here from hobbyparts.com. I was having a little bit too much fun. What I got today on the how to build the EXI Pro video is I'm going to be showing you guys how to install the cyclic servos. What I got for cyclic servos, I chose T-Pro MG90s. Servos have worked great for me in the past. They center great. They're Metal Gear, which is always a plus for all us heli guys. They're really nice and affordable servos. If you guys want to check them out, be sure to head over to hobbyparts.com. And as well, I'll be giving you guys a little tip on how to center or how to find the closest 90 from the servo horn at mid stick. You guys are probably, a lot of you new guys are probably saying, what exactly is this guy talking about? And you guys will probably understand a little bit later when I actually show you. And as well, a little bit of mounting tips if you are using these servos as well. And personally, you guys know I like to make my job a lot easier. I'm sure all of us do. So for mounting the servos, I like to take out the main blocks and mount them externally. You probably could do it with the two. Actually, you couldn't. Yeah, I don't think you could. Reason being, you probably could mount the aileron and pitch, but you wouldn't be able to get the elevator servo in there. If you guys could figure out a way, I'd love to know. That'd make my job even easier. With all that being said, let me get out my radio, bind it up, and show you guys what I mean by centering the servos at mid stick and then putting the horn on to the closest 90. So let me get that done for you guys. Alright guys, got my radio, receiver all bound up, battery. If you guys are wondering what battery this is, it's a Genace 2200 25C. Great batteries, great price, so if you want to check them out, head over to Hobby Parts as well. So let me turn on transmitter, throttle hold, plug in battery. There we go. Wait for it. There it is. So let's plug in. We'll plug in this one on elevator. Okay. Doesn't really matter. You can plug whatever servo you want into whatever channel. That'll be elevator. This will be aux1, which is our pitch. And this one can be our aileron. There we go. Let's make sure they're all working. Okay, nice. So let's get our, I've already cut out the control arms for the servo, as well as already installed the ball links. You guys may see, let me organize them so you guys, okay, there we go. Two of them are with the ball link facing up, and one is with the ball link facing down. The one with the ball link facing down is going to be for the elevator, and the two other ones are aileron and pitch as well. So hopefully they hit a perfect 90. Now let's see what I got here. This is going to be mounted. Remember to put your throttle at mid stick. 50%. There we go, it's 50%. So like I said, look for the closest 90 on the horn, and I'll show you guys what that looks like right now. There. Yeah. And for the elevator servo, this is going to be our elevator. Is it? Yeah, elevator servo. You want the ball link, or the horn and the ball link facing towards the back of the helicopter. Let's see, this is our pitch servo. It doesn't matter where you put pitch or aileron. You can put either on the right side or the left side, it doesn't matter, just as long as you know which one's which. Let's say this will be our pitch. I'll do our pitch on the left side, the side closest to me, and as well, remember the horn needs to be as well facing towards me. So let's look, hopefully this horn will hit. Oh, that's perfect. So now our aileron servo is the last one left, and this one is the one closest to, mounts closest to you guys right here, as well. The horn points in your guys' direction as well, so away from me. So let me, hopefully this will hit the perfect 90. There we go, beautiful. There you go, that's what it should look like. So now with that done, we can unplug the battery. There we go. Turn off your transmitter, and now install the servo screw, which is included in the little accessory bag that comes with the servos. There's one right there, so you guys can see. And the horn I used on each servo is this one right here. And I did not use the outer hole. I used the one away from the outer hole, just because you guys can see there's not too much body after you put on the balling, so I used the one right before it. But that's a servo horn I did use. So let me get the screws on for you guys. Secure that. No Loctite needed at all, even though they are metal geared. So as well, when you guys do install the ballings into the servo horn, you guys can see it just threads onto the plastic. So if you guys want to use a drop of CA, that wouldn't hurt it at all. Loctite, don't put Loctite, but a drop of CA would not hurt it at all. So that's that. I went ahead and did it, if you guys are wondering. So okay, now let's disconnect them from the receiver, and as well, pay attention to how you plug them in. Let's say, for instance, this servo is an auxiliary 1, which is our pitch right here. And our pitch, I mentioned, was going to be the one closest to me, so I'm going to place it closest to me. As well, aileron, take off that I'm going to place closest to you guys. And elevator, I'm going to put towards the back, so take that out. As well, you guys may notice in the aileron and pitch servo, I did put tape right here to secure it, so the wire doesn't go up and maybe hit the swash plate when it's turning. So I did put tape to secure. The elevator, did not need it, just because the way I'm going to do the wiring, you guys will see a little bit later, so I did do it on the elevator, but I did do it on aileron and pitch servo. So now with that said, let me take off the two bearing blocks for you guys, show you guys how to install them. You guys are going to see just how easy it is when you take that off. Alright guys, on this servo, I've already went ahead and, let me show you guys, installed these little spacers I made if you are using these servos right here. And I CA'd them on as well, I don't have to be aligning them, holding them in place, none of that, so they just stay in there. And I made them, let me show you guys, from the leftover control horn right here. All I did was count 5 holes, cut after the 5th hole, and just drill 2mm on the center hole. I used a hobby knife to open that up, so that's all I did to make these little spacers for these servos. And the reason I did that, you guys will probably see a little bit later, it's if I don't use them, the servo sticks out a little bit too far, and the balling does not align with the swash plate. This servo I left off right here. I'm gonna CA it right now, and that's pretty much what it looks like. This side's glued already, so you guys can see. Cut after the 5th hole with some pliers, and on the center hole, open it up with the hobby knife. So let me go ahead and glue that for you guys. Alright guys, there you go. I CA'd it down, used some accelerator to speed up the process as well. I used thick CA to fill in the gaps, which worked out pretty good for me. So that's done. And now let me show you guys how to mount them on the blocks right here. As well, I got some, let me take it off, some 2mm spacers. These were not included in the kit. I did have to purchase some myself from a local hobby shop. All they are just basic 2mm washers, and all that is just to add a little bit more body to the screw so it grabs on a lot better to the servo. So let me get that. All right, before we get the servos back in, the aileron and pitch, you must turn the horn all the way down, like so, because if not, it's going to hit on the side. So you guys see, just push it down like that, and when you guys apply power to them, they'll recenter themselves back out, so no worries about that. So get the helicopter back in. There we go. So now I can say, I believe, yes, it should be the last step I've been waiting for, as I'm sure you guys have been waiting for. So let's... All right, there we go. Got the wiring in there. We got our servos turned down. Got this. Just get this out of the way. Let's get the shaft in there as well. There we go. So the block doesn't move too much. Leaves it somewhat aligned when we get it in. So that's in. So now that we're going to be bolting on back the main blocks, remember, reapply Loctite on them. All right, guys, here we go. Last step, finally. There we go. And as well, somewhat the last step, this is the last thing you want to check for. Make sure, like I showed you, I believe in either video 1 or 2, aligning the blocks when we built the frame for you guys. Make sure it's still free. There you go, that's perfect. So now we can tighten down all the screws. Leave the shaft in there just so it doesn't move. The blocks, you don't lose alignment. So don't rush anything. Still good? All right, guys, that concludes today's video on the EXI Pro 450 build. And on today's video, like you guys saw, we installed the servos and as well gave you guys a few tips in there. Thanks for the great comments you guys are leaving on the other videos. As well, be sure to leave a comment on today's video of what you guys think, what else you guys want to see. And on next video, I'll be showing you guys how to install the gyro, mount it, and then after that, I'm gonna show you guys a really neat wiring that I use. So stay tuned for those videos as well. And be sure to, if you guys like the servos or like the Gen Ace battery, I showed you guys 2200, be sure to check out hobbyparts.com. Thanks for watching, guys. Till next time. What do you get when you guzzle down sweets? Eating as much as an elephant eats.